It took me 5.5 years, but in 2013 I finally graduated from college. It was full of ups and downs, and some of these experiences that I had in college were shared with my friend here. In today's episode, we'll be discussing our college experiences, and if you're trying to still get your degree, we'll be giving you tips as to how to succeed, all within the building in which we graduated. Come to think of it, I don't even know if we're allowed to shoot here, do you know? Are we even allowed in the building? You transferred colleges, like you went to another college and you went here. How was that process for you?
I was in Queens College, so I actually applied to Baruch in the last day of the deadline, and I didn't care about it. But, so when I did transfer to Baruch, I think they gave me 90% of my credits. 10% might not seem too little, but it was a lot. It's actually like a whole semester, that's 6 months.
I lost a semester myself. One thing I would suggest if you are a transfer student is to make sure what credits are going to transfer before you transfer colleges, because I learned one thing. I was told that I was going to get all my credits when I transferred, and that was true to an extent, but then they said that it wouldn't fit into the major even though I had the same major. It's just, it's a bunch of craziness. So just make sure that you get all the facts before you choose which college you want to transfer.
But even if you choose a certain college and in the mindset you want to transfer to another college eventually, the easiest thing to do is, for CUNY they have a system where you're able to see which classes transfer. So maybe you could take those classes in your college. So by the time you transfer, it's almost guaranteed you'll get everything.
So how did you like it here?
I actually loved it. One of the reasons why I moved to Baruch was, for the sake of that energy. Because when I did visit Baruch, was a lot of energy.
What was your toughest class?
Cost accounting.
Cost accounting.
That was murder.
Every accounting major, I hear that.
That class was murder.
Would you recommend your major?
To individuals?
Yeah.
It's kind of, you really have to like it. I can't just hand it to you and say do it if you have a different interest, you know what I mean? I saw this quote, it was a question. If you knew, it was somewhere around the lines, was, if you knew you were gonna die tomorrow, what would you do? Can you imagine if you just wake up with that thought, I'm dying next week? You will go straight to the thing you love most. If it's marketing, if it's skydiving, if it's whatever, as a job, if it's volunteer or whatever, you would go do it in a heartbeat. Just because you know you're about to die.
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like it would be really cool just to have that motivation for what you love. And I feel like, in this world, we're almost scared to follow what we love because we're not sure if it's going to pay the bills.
If you graduate with like a 4.0 and you don't know anybody, what do you get out of your college experience? It's more about, learning to connect with people. You're going to have to do that in the real world. It's about making friendships. You're going to have to make those connections in order to get the jobs that you need in the real world. Do you feel like college, specifically Baruch, and I have my opinions about it, but specifically Baruch prepared you for the real world?
There's a lot of resources in Baruch. I have to give them that. There is a lot of resources, whether it's a mentorship program, whether it's, Star Search, whether it's, all sorts of different programs, right? It's there. It's just a matter of you go into it. Like, did Baruch just hand it to us? No, I don't think so. I really don't think so. Because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of programs I missed. Maybe they were advertised somewhere that I didn't see. I feel like in terms of getting a hands-on internship, right, in that sense, I really wish Baruch can improve on that for students, like the marketing department. I really wish they could improve on that, where they actually do bring the students into it. But in terms of the other resources, they're there. You have STAR, take advantage. There's a lot of events. You have a bunch of clubs. They'll bring, it's not just Baruch alone providing these resources. It's so many, it's us. We're providing those resources for these students.
Totally.
So there's just so much. It's just us getting to it.
What would you recommend to students who are considering dropping out? Not necessarily from Baruch, I mean just in general. If they're having a tough time either with, learning or they're just having issues with their major, what would you say to those?
I would say you're not alone. You're not the only one who's feeling pressure. And what I want you to understand is that sometimes pressure or depression or like that bad feeling you get, I want you to think about it as something temporary. It's temporary and it has to go away eventually. It has to go away. It's not gonna, don't think of it as something that's gonna control your life forever. It shouldn't. Connect with people. Connect with as much people as possible and be genuine with your relationships. Because if you build them well, they'll build you well. Trust me. Just never give up on yourself. You can do it.
Your degree is not going to show how long it took you to graduate. I think a lot of students feel pressure if they, they drop a couple classes that they have to catch up in the summer, or they have to graduate their friends on time, and they're stupid if they're not. Slow and steady wins the race. I mean, for me, again, I had transfer credit issues, but it's more important to get the degree than it is to rush through it. Thank you for showing up today, I should say, and I will see you next time.